is Ivan the Mayor here again. This will be my Ivan's Miscellaneous series, Phase 4 announcement, finished Grammarly editing. So before I delve into the topic, um, for this video, I'm going to talk about, I'm going to briefly state how I finished my Grammarly editing, my Phase 4 announcement. I'm also going to talk about how George Lucas, when me and my wife, when I pay this bullshit fee and I say my beautiful wife, and we head off to Vancouver. Vancouver's a beautiful city. When we make plans for science classes, I'm gonna call George Lucas. I'm gonna fly him to Vancouver. Well, I'll call George Lucas. I'll have him come to Vancouver. I can pay for his flights, and I'll have him stay at a hotel. And during those 2 months, he'll be helping me and my wife's planning SkySource. Because George Lucas' company was independent from Hollywood. He's obviously the best candidate to help me and my wife start and plan SkySource. So how many departments are there? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a good chance me and my wife are gonna have to build a building for the special effects team to work. So we can either lease a building or build a building. I'll most likely lease a building. I'll put a good, like, I don't know, 5, 7, 8 million into building a building, and we'll use that building to for the special effects department to work on my Last of Miscellaneous movie as well as my other movies. There's a good chance I'm gonna end up building my own office because it's tough to find leasing space to have an office built the way exactly you want it to be built. There's a good chance me and my wife are gonna have to also build our own office. I'll try to find leasing space, but the problem is if you find leasing space and you want 5 offices and you want a boardroom and that office only has like 3 rooms, it becomes more complicated. So there's a good chance me and my wife are gonna have to build our own office, our own SkySource office. We're also going to have to build a building for the special effects team to work. But before I said the special effects team will be working in the middle of nowhere, but we can't do that. No, with the special effects team, we're going to have to work in a building. So, and I want my building to be in Vancouver. That's why it's easier. That way, it's easier for me and my wife. Me and my wife, we just go to the office, watch the post-production process, and we can go back home. It's much easier. And the 17 can also watch too, which is a good chance they will watch. So come and watch it during the post-production for Last of Miscellaneous. Again, Last of Miscellaneous, you're looking at almost like 5 years, man. It looks been crazy. Because after filming is complete, you're looking at a good like 4+ months of post-production. So you're looking at something crazy. 4+ months of post-production. You look something crazy. Right? And for the red carpet, I gave it some thought. What I'll do for the red carpet, so what I'll do is once filming is completed, the crew and actors will do the staff party. And then after the staff party, the actors and crewmen are flown home. And then the actors will experience the buzz of getting interviewed from venues and churches and all that stuff around the world or around America, as well as my 17. There's a good chance my 17 will be chosen to get interviewed too. What I'll do is that the day of the 1 month pre-order, I'll do the red carpet on that day. So on the day of the 1 month pre-order, when a select few buy the 4K Blu-ray movies and posters, that's the day I do the red carpet event. So I'll fly in all the crewmen and actors to Switzerland. Me and my wife go to Switzerland. All the crewmen and actors are from Switzerland. We do the 2-day luxury hotel party event at the Virgin Park Resort. Then we also do the red carpet event on the day of the 1 day 1 month pre-order. Because most in Hollywood they do red carpets on a premiere. So on the day the pre-order the movie's available for release, I'll do the red carpet on that day in a 2-day luxury hotel party event. That way, so the actors after film's completed, they're still going to be part of the buzz because they know they're going to be looking forward to that. They're going to look forward to that 2-day luxury hotel party event as well as the red carpet event on the 1 day 1 month pre-order. So I'll do the red carpet event on the 1 day 1 month pre-order. Just like in Hollywood, they do red carpets on the day of screening. I'll do the luxury hotel party, 2-day luxury hotel party, and red carpet event on the 1 day 1 month pre-order. Right? And so those actors are still gonna feel saved because they're going to experience the buzz of Last of Miscellaneous movie. They're going to get interviewed all around the world or around America for churches, and it's going to be crazy. Radio companies, venues. They're going to experience that fame. So they're still going to feel a part of the experience. They know the red carpet event's going to happen, and they're going to have a 2-day luxury hotel party event at the Bergerac Resort in Switzerland, right? And you look at something top notch, yeah. And those actors are gonna be feeling on top of the world, man. Hence why after the luxury hotel party event and the red carpet, they're gonna beg their ass off. Before I said they're gonna be 2,000 fans guaranteed, but no, you're looking at the whole city of Switzerland booked, cheering my wife and the actors and crewing on. And for the red carpet, you're looking at thousands of fans, man, around the hotel. Because I want the red carpet event to take place around the hotel. You're looking at thousands of fans, man, who are going to be dying for autographs also. I might do a thing. I'll do this. What I'll do is for the posters, I'll release the posters. Once filming's over, I'm gonna release the posters for purchase on Amazon. That way the fans can purchase the posters. Me and my wife will make more money off the posters anyways. So I'll release the posters for purchase on Amazon after filming's completed. That way, so me and my wife are gonna make we're gonna make billions off the posters. We're gonna make a good, I don't know, a good $1 billion off the posters around there. 800 million to $1 billion off the posters. We're gonna make hundreds of millions to $1 billion off the posters. Amazon will make a shit of money off the posters. That way, when we do the red carpet, the fans have their posters, and the actors and me and my wife and we can sign the autographs for the posters. Looking at top notch posters for my Skype's coming. This has been top notch. This has been crazy, right? So yeah, so that's what. So I changed my mind. I'm gonna do the red carpet. I'm gonna do the red carpet and 2-day luxury hotel party event on the day of the 1-day 1-month pre-order. That way, what fans are more excited. Obviously, the first 200 million people who order the 4K Blu-ray copies first, they get their 4K Blu-ray copy in the mail first. And the posters, I'll have them released after filming is completed. So after filming is completed, and the photographers took all the pictures. The posters will be ready for release on Amazon. The website will have the link, and you can buy the posters. The whole world can buy the posters on Amazon. That way, me and my wife make more money off. So me and my wife. So if me and my wife sell the posters separately from the movies, we're gonna make a good like $3.3 billion off the movies and the posters. And so me and my wife are gonna be loaded. So we spent $970 million off for the movie, $1 billion for the movie around there. Because if you're adding Jon Favreau as well as building that building for the special effects, you're looking at like $1 billion. So me and my wife spent $1 billion and we made a good like $3.3 billion off the posters and movies. Because I want to sell the posters separately. That way the fans can have the posters and the actors can sign their posters and me and my wife can sign the posters during the red carpet event, which is going to take place a good like, I don't know, 7 months after what? 7 months after what? 7 months after what production is finished. So what I'll do is I'll end after production is finished. I'll end it off with a staff party. Then the actors and crewmen are sent home. They get the $2,000 gift card when they're sent home, obviously. And the actors are going to experience that buzz. And then once they experience that buzz on the day of the 1-day 1 period, where I fly everyone to Switzerland, the crewmen and actors. And they do the 2-day luxury hotel party event, and I end it off with a red carpet. And then now it's the end. That's the end. So pretty much. So after the filming is completed, the actors are not going to feel going to feel on top of the world because they're going to be experiencing that buzz, getting interviewed all around the world or around America, as well as they know they're going to be looking forward to that luxury hotel party event and a 2-day luxury hotel party event and the red carpet event. And after the red carpet event, they're going to beg their fucking asses off because they know the journey is now over. The journey ends there with the actors. Yeah. That's it. You look at some time. Hence why Scotch will be the best brand in entertainment business. And speaking of royalty checks, I gave it some thought. My 7 team, I'll pay them a royalty check for all the re-releases. So Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, if they're hired, what I'll do is for all the re-releases, I pay them a $500,000 royalty check. So re-release of Miscellaneous, re-release of Organization Movie, all my other 5 movies. They get a $500,000 royalty check every time I release the movies, which is a nice fucking royalty check. And then the other 5 get a $250,000 royalty check for all the re-releases of all my 5 movies. My 7 team are going to be re-signed, so they all get a $250,000 royalty check. What? Of all the re-releases. And those are going to be top notch. Considering they're your co-executive producers and your assistant producers, you got to pay them a royalty check. And all the Hollywood actors, the main actors, get a $250,000 royalty check for all the re-releases. So if Zayas gets released in AK Blu-ray and I re-release it, the actors get a $250,000 royalty checks deposited into their bank account because it's on the online payment system. And the 7 team get a $250,000 royalty check, and Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, if they're hired or whoever's hired, they get a $500,000 royalty check for all the re-releases of all the movies, which is a nice fucking royalty check, obviously. Speaking of bonuses, so for the Hollywood actors, for the top A-list actors, they get $16 to $30 million. But for the bonuses, this is how it's going to work. So the actors who are worth 70, 80, 90 million, 90 million, 100 million, those guys, the actors who are worth 70 million, 80 million, 90 million, those actors get what? Those actors, I'll pay them around that 16 to 18 million range max. And they get us $4 million bonus minimum to $70 million bonus max for those guys. The guys who are worth 100 million to 200 million. So if it's a guy like Chris Hemsworth, you know what I'm saying? Chris Hemsworth, Robert Downey Jr., Dwayne Johnson, those guys are worth that 100 plus million range. 100 million, 200 million range. You know what I'm saying? Chris Hemsworth, you have what? What's his name? Ben Affleck. Those guys are worth that 100 to 200 million. Those guys you pay $8 to like $14 million for a bonus. And the guys who are worth 200 plus million range, those guys you pay 15 to 20 million. The maximum to go for a bonus is $20 million. So before in my not being cheap video, I mentioned how I'll never pay an actor $4 million. But no, I changed my mind. For the actors who are worth $200 million, they're worth that like 40 million range. So if it's someone like Keanu Reeves, Johnny Depp, Brad Pitt, Will Smith, those guys are worth that 200 plus million range. Samuel Jackson, those guys are worth that 200 million plus range. For if they were in my movie, I would pay them that 23 million. Those guys are worth that 23, 24 million plus salary range. 23, 24 million salary range. And you can pay them a 15 to $20 million bonus. So they can make from, I don't know, they can make anywhere from 40 to like 30, I don't know, 38 to like $44 million, which is a nice fucking paycheck. So someone like Keanu Reeves is in my movie, I would be willing to pay him like a $24 million salary and like a 18, 17, $20 million bonus. If someone like Chris Hemsworth in my movie, I'd pay him like a $19 million, $20 million salary, and you pay him like a $50 million bonus, which is a nice fucking paycheck, obviously. So the guys and women who are worth, well, for the woman actors, it's a different story because the big woman actors in Hollywood, women don't get paid as much as the men in Hollywood. So if you see a woman actor who's worth like, I don't know, like 40 plus million range, those are considered bigger ones for the woman. But for the men, if the guy's worth over $200 million, I'll pay him like a 23 plus million salary, 23, $24 million salary. And you pay him like a 15 to $20 million bonus. Right? Whereas if it's a guy like Chris Hemsworth, I'd pay him like a $20 million salary, and I'd pay him like a $15 million bonus, which is still nice. It's $35 million, which is a nice fucking deal. After taxes, that's like $27 million or something like that. Which is not, which after taxes and your agent, after taxes, $27 million is like, $27 million is like what? $27 million is like 16, 17 million dollars. I don't know, 16.3 million dollars, something like that. After taxing the agent, he's walking away with like a 13.5, $14 million check in his bank, Chris Hemsworth, if he's hired. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so that's how much I'm willing to pay all these actors. I'm also willing to pay my 7 team a fat bonus. A fat royalty check for all the releases. Considering they're assistant producers, you need to pay them something. Pay them, so they not only get a $100 raise, they also get a royalty check for each of the re-release of the movie. So Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, if they're hired, they get a $500,000 royalty check for each of the re-releases of all my 5 movies, and the other 5 get a $200,000 royalty check for each of the re-releases. 'Releases. For all my movies. 'Releases. 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 ' hence it looks something top notch. And hence why they're gonna beg, because they know no company does. And all those Hollywood actors, they all get a $240,000 royalty check for all the releases of the movies. Because in a good 10 years from now, because there's a good chance there's going to be AK Blue. When Miscellaneous AK Blue, all those main actors get a $200,000 royalty check, and the minor actors get a $50,000 royalty check, which is fucking nice. They also get a free copy of the movie, and the crewmen who worked in the project get a free copy of the movie, which is nice fucking what? It's nice to get a free copy of the 4K Blue. The crewmen are not worth any money, but they're worth a nice free copy of the movie, considering they worked on your movie project. Right, and hence why Skysis will be the best brand in their business. Skysis will be bigger than Disney Film Studios, Warner Bros., Universal, Paramount will be bigger than all those companies. That's how much Skysis will be. The actors also get a $2,000 gift card sent to their house after the film is completed. They get a $2,000 gift. I can either have the secretaries. I can have the secretaries give them $2,000 gift card when production ends, or I can just send them the card to their house when filming's over. We'll see what happens. The crewmen also get a $2,000 gift card. The actors get sponsored with suits and clothing. So every time the actors get flown in for the shoots, I sponsor them with a nice $2,000 suit. $2,000 suit and expense a top notch high end Ralph Lauren the Ralph Lauren top quality casual clothing for the shoots. So for the first shoot, you can send all the woman actors and male actors who are the leads of your who are the main characters in your movie. You send them a nice $2,000 suit and a nice $1,000 shoes, nice $800 dress shirts for the shoots, and you can get them nice $800, $500 casual clothing, $800 pants, $500 shoes for the casuals. They're gonna be sponsored with nice fucking clothing. They also get sponsored with a $300 gas card the second year. I'll sponsor all the actors, both minor and main, with a $300 gas card. For all my movies, I'll sponsor all the actors with a $300 gas card, and I'll sponsor them with nice suits and casual clothing for all the shoots. So the organization with the actors chosen for that will get sponsored with a $2,000 gas card. They also get a $2,000 gift card. They also get sponsored with nice suits, $2,000 suits, shoes, $1,000 shoes, couch for the suits, as well as top-notch Ralph Lauren, top-quality clothing for the other ad shoots. For the organization movie and for all my other movies, as well as for the actors for Zanus. And that's why Scars will be the top brand in business, yeah. And you're looking, me and my wife and the actors are going to look like fucking models. We're like fucking models. And the third year, the actors will get sponsored with their own training wear, so they're going to wear their training wear to those shoots. So the actors are going to get sponsored with a few pairs of training wear for the tackle training and horse training, and they're going to get featured for the training ad shoots. And then for the character ads, they're going to be wearing their costumes. They're going to get featured every weekly on the website for the character ad shoots for the movie. I'm going to have character ad shoots for all my movies. Organization, I'm going to have character ad shoots for all my movies. I'm going to have business ad shoots for my movies. I'm going to have training ad shoots for the organization movie. When the actors are trained with the organization, they get featured with the training wear, and they also get featured with the business wear for the shoots. And Skysis will sponsor them with nice suits and clothing. When I mean nice clothes, I mean I'm not sponsoring them with cheap clothing. No, I'm going to sponsor them with top-notch, Ralph Lauren, top-quality clothing. You're looking at $2,000 suits, $1,000 shoes, $800, $500 dress shirts. I'm saying $800 top-notch shoes for the casual wear. $800 pants. They're gonna get sponsored with nice fucking top notch clothing, and they're gonna look top notch. And for all my movies, I'm gonna sell my posters. I'm gonna sell my posters before post production begins. So after filming is completed, after filming is completed, Amazon, I'm gonna tell Amazon, no, I'm gonna release the posters for purchase on Amazon. That way, me and my wife can make more money. Because if we sell our posters separate from our movies, me and my wife are gonna make $3 billion, $3.3 billion. Because we're gonna make a good $800 million, $1 billion off the posters around there. Because the posters are cheaper. $800 million, $1 billion off the posters. And that way, the fans and the actors can sign the posters for the red carpet event. The actors don't get a royalty check for the posters because they're not worth it, but they get a royalty check for the re-releases. I'm not going to give them a royalty check for the posters. They're not worth it, because you know why for the main show. But the actors get a nice royalty check for the re-releases, a $200 royalty check for the re-releases. And the actors get to sign the posters during the red carpet event. 19 minutes of babbling on. Right. So welcome back, world. This is Ivan O'Meara here again. Some good news for you, VJ. Ivan O'Meara just finished his phase 4, which is grammar editing. So I put my book file on grammar, and I was able to what? I was able to calculate how much error was in my file. 9% of my grammar is good. So what I did was I put my file in Grammarly, and then the Grammarly program tells you how many typos you have, and most of my book is good grammar. So what I did was, once I did that, I edited the book myself. So I relied on my knowledge of grammar to edit my book, because I can't afford to hire a proofreader. So 99% of my grammar is good. 99.5% of my grammar is good. You might find like 0.5. You might find a few typos, like maybe an extra space or a misspelling of a word. You might find a few typos here and there, but 99% of my grammar is good. So everything's good. It's some top notch, yeah. So I'm gonna keep saying this. Ivan O'Meara just finished his phase 4, which is grammar editing, whereas you world are panicking your fucking asses off because you know the countdown's already fucking ticking. I'm gonna tell you this. You only have what? You have 3 videos left until the final announcement. So you have this video. My next video will be finish design my map. You have formatting. And then you have swimming with sharks. And you have the final announcement after I'm done. And you keep taking it for granted. Because once I find out that I have to die and be points there, all I'm going to think about is living the life of being with my wife, living the life of my wife forever in this world, being king, buying our yacht, buying our clothes, leasing our nice cars, building out Dream 100 with our condo, Victoria's Dream 100 with our condo. Again, watch a play to get an idea of that. Travel around the world and being a fucking movie star, starting our own entertainment company bigger than what? Fucking Disney itself. That's all I'm going to think about. As once I'm king, I'm not making any videos. So because you made me pay to be with my wife, you're also going to pay for my life when I'm banned. Had you let me be with my wife, you would have seen me and my wife's glory forever. You would have seen that amazing glory in Hollywood. You would have seen me and my wife doing movies, radio interviews, seminars, Comic-Con, music, books, seminars. You would have seen that amazing glory, and you chose fucking bullshit sex because you guys are fucking reprobate people. It's not until I peace out and once you see the glory, it's finally gonna hit your mind like, oh my god, I can't believe we chose bullshit sex over I and VJ's amazing glory. I wish I could take that moment back again and have VJ and I be born again and we see their fucking glory, but it's too late. You made your fucking choice, and now you're left behind. You're bound by God because you made me pay a heavy price to be my wife, and made my wife pay a heavy price to be with me. You're also going to pay a heavy price. You're going to be left behind by my God. I'm not making any videos for you. 0. When I mean 0, I'm not making any videos for you forever. Because you're saying 0 Ivan and 0 VJ forever in the public eye, then 0 Ivan and 0 VJ forever on the Sabbath you channel. You get your fucking deserve. Yeah, there you go. So I'm going to keep saying this. You better fucking enjoy this Miscellaneous world, as you only have 3 videos left until my final announcement. And then once I find out how wicked you really are, when you trap me with death or sharing, and I choose death, because I'm not going to do like that, that will be the last time you're ever going to hear from me and my wife ever again. I was not making any live videos for you on our Sabbath channel. You chose to keep me and her behind the scenes, hence me and her will be kept behind the scenes. Hence, once we're king and queen, you're left out and you're abandoned by God. Hence, you get what you fucking deserve. You get your fucking deserve. Yeah, there you go. Right? Right. Whereas you world are panicking your asses off because you know the countdown's already fucking ticking. You know the countdown. I'm gonna make the announcement late October to early November this year, and I'm gonna pay the fee for, I don't know, 10-9 months. And once I come out from death and I pay this fee, me and my wife are gonna live forever in this world. We're gonna live the life, and you guys are all left behind. You get your fucking deserve. You chose to cause a mess in your wife's life. Hence, I'm gonna cause a mess in your life. When me and my wife are king and queen, you're gonna feel like shit. And you're gonna feel abandoned by God. And you're gonna be left behind. You get your fucking deserve. Right? Right. So I polished up my manuscript, fixed most of my manuscript. Again, I put my book on Grammarly, and most of my grammar is good. Again, because I can't afford a proofreader, I had to rely on my grammar knowledge to fix my grammar. So because I can't afford to hire a proofreader. I receive $750 a month, but to proofread a book costs us thousands of dollars. I don't have that kind of money, hence I had to rely on Grammarly by putting my file on Grammarly, and then to see what errors are in my book. and I had to rely on my grammar knowledge to fix my typos, to fix my grammar. So 99.5% of my grammar is good. You might find a few typos here and there. Because I can't afford to hire a proofreader, I had to what? I had to fix it myself. Right? Again, that's the con of self-publishing. For self-publishing, the only con about self-publishing is it costs a lot of money. You need to hire a proofreader, which costs thousands of dollars. To format your book doesn't cost much. It only costs a couple $100. So once I finish designing my map, I make that amazing video. I bought my board. I'm going to talk about the world's games I create. I'll talk about for the first hour of my video. I'll sidetrack. I'll talk about other things. I'll mention how I finished my design my map, and then for a good hour, for one part, 30 minutes, I'll talk about the characters, and the other part, I'll talk about the world that I created of Zanus, Last Hope for Zanus, the Last Hope for Zanus. That's what it's called. Look, I have very issue with it. That's my next video. I'm gonna make a video. I'm gonna write it on my board. This is gonna be top notch for that. Right? 26 minutes. Right? Right. So the con about self-publishing, I'm gonna keep saying is the good thing about self-publishing is you keep your rights and you get a large percent of the royalties. For self-publishing, you get up to 60% of the royalties for print sales, and you get up to what 70% of ebook sales. This is top notch. Yeah. Right. 6%. Whereas if you traditionally publish, yeah, your book will look more. The only good thing about traditional publishing is that you don't have to worry about proofreading and adding all stuff. The team takes care of all that. But the con of traditional publishing is that you lose control of your book and you only get like 15 to like 5% of the royalties. Whereas if you self-publish, you get up to 60% of the royalties for print and you get 70% of the royalties for ebook. But the con of self-publishing is you have to do the work yourself. You have to advertise your book yourself, and you have to what? It costs a lot of money to proofread your book and all that stuff. Because I have the keys, I don't have to worry about what advertising my book because I have the keys, so I don't have to worry about advertising. But for proofreading and all stuff, I have to do it myself because I can't afford to hire a proofreader. That's the con of self-publishing. But the good news about self-publishing, you keep all your rights, you have total control of your book, and you make way more money than traditional publishing. Traditional publishing, your book will look more professional, and you'll be in the public eye, you'll be on the news, you might get invited to David Letterman on a David Letterman show or something like that, or a Jimmy Fallon show, but you lose control of your novel. Whereas self-publishing, you may get fame, but your fame is more simple. You may get some simple YouTube interviews, but you're not going to get invited on the Letterman show or the Fallon show, Jimmy Fallon show, if you self-publish. Right. Hence why self-publishing was that. Self-publishing, you keep all control of your novel, you maintain all your rights, and you get simple fame. Whereas traditional publishing, you get what? You get the public eye fame, obviously, but you lose control of your novel. You don't have control over your novel, and what? And you get like 5 to 50% of the royalties. Hence, if I sold out, yeah, I'd be in the news. I'd be on a Jimmy Fallon show or something like that. But yeah, the Steph Fallon's would be taking 90% of my royalties. Me and my wife would be trashed. We'd be sharing forever with the world. Yeah, I'd be rich, but it's nothing compared to how much I'd make if I self-published. By the way, speaking of self-publishing, for my book sales, I said $5 billion. I did the math. For my book sales, I'm going to be making a good $8 to $9 billion in my book, man. The low end is $5 billion. The high end is $9 to $10 billion. Me and my wife are going to make a good $8 to $9 to $10 million off the book sales. $5 billion is me being humble. That's the low end, but the high end is $9 billion. I did the math. I'm going to make a good $9 billion off my book sales. This is going to be crazy. Hence, me and my wife are going to be so fucking rich. That's how rich me and my wife are going to be. This is going to be top notch for that. Right? Again, I can't afford a proofreader, so I had to rely on my grammar knowledge to fix my typo, to fix my grammar. So Ivan just finished his Phase 4 announcement, and now the hard part is now over with. So now the hard part is now over with, because now all I have left is design my map, which will take me a couple hours to do, and I'll hire a company to format my book, which will cost me a couple $100,000. I'll format it in 3 volumes on ebook. And I'll convert that ebook to the print template on Lulu, and I also have the ebook available for sale on Lulu. And then once I finish formatting, my book is now ready to be released on Lulu, and I'll celebrate for a good 2 months. Because next month in the month of August I'm gonna hire a formatting company to format my book for me. It'll cost me a couple $100, like $350 or something like that. And I'll format it in 3 volumes for three ebooks. All I have to do is convert that file to my print template on Lulu. I'll enjoy myself for a good 2 months. I get my last welfare check at the end of September, so I'll enjoy myself for a good 2 months. And then early November to late October, I'll make the final announcement. And then once the Set Family Shoe Color shows, that is it for Ivan the Mayor. You're never gonna hear from me again. I'm gonna pay this fee, cry my eyes, I'll save my wife. And once me and her are king queen, you're never gonna hear from me and her ever again. You got what you fucking deserve. So I'm a counter here.